Hello there, friends and followers. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be flying for the very first time from Kosovo. But first, I want to welcome all of you guys aboard this Austrian flight 778 service to Vienna. Default pilot, welcome aboard, and thank you very much, Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie, for becoming a VVIP member here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Rand Cooley, Chicago Skyhawk, welcome aboard, guys, and happy Thanksgiving to you and all my friends in the US of A. And whoever celebrates Thanksgiving, I wish you a very delicious turkey and happy holidays, guys. Adrian, welcome aboard, and Alex, hello my friend, welcome. And we have also NM Flyer Robin, welcome aboard, and Thanksgiving to you, sir. I am very excited today because today MM Simulations has provided me with a copy of Pristina International Airport, which is the largest and the capital city of Kosovo. And this is my very first flight, but also today we're flying MSFS in absolutely maximum settings. Everything is maxed out to the absolute maximum. So it's a good test for this new build, and also to see Microsoft Flight Simulator in full details. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to prep our flight. We have, by the way, FSLTL for AI Traffic today as well. And we're going to come back and take a look at the beautiful details in this beautiful airport. But first, we're going to get our aircraft ready for departure. So what I'm going to do is hop into the cockpit. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our load and balance and set everything up, and then we're going to call GSX Pro to start boarding our passengers. Let's come over here and let me just bring this down here so you guys can follow along. And we're going to tap on import from SimBrief. Come on. All right, here we go. All right, that's fine. All right, so we have our flight plan from SimBrief now. The times are off there. So we're flying today from Bravo Kilo Papa Romeo to Lima Oscar Whiskey Whiskey. We're going to go to the ground services. We have the GPU and the chocks. And then we're going to go to the mass and balance. We're going to load the aircraft. We're going to choose instant. And we're going to dismiss. The aircraft is loaded. Let's go ahead and call GSX, and I've changed the settings on GSX so that doesn't take too long. And we're going to request both the catering service.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Thank you very much. And we're going to also request boarding.
Boarding requested.
All right, perfect. Now we are ready to start programming, setting the aircraft and bringing electrical power to the aircraft. And yeah, so let's do that. Let's come here to the overhead panel. Battery 1, battery 2, and external power. Cruise supply is on, ground control is on, and the ADIRs are set to nav mode. Data is set to STS, and we're set to position number 1. We have 8 minutes until alignment. We're going to come down here to the overhead panel. And we're going to arm the emergency lights, turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs, and we're going to turn on the nav lights on. Fuel pumps can go on as well. And we are now ready to program the M.2. Excellent. All right. Self-test is taking place here. Everything's coming to life. And we can come down here now to the M.2. And we can also welcome Alex King. Welcome aboard. Yes, let's do both, please. Thank you. How are you doing, Alex? Are we still using... we're not using Pro ATC SR in this flight, but perhaps we'll do it in a ground control to Major Tom. No Turkey Prime. No Turkey Prime Rib. Ah, okay. Prime Rib is still good. All right, let's come to the ATSU. And we're going to go to the AOC menu. I remember many many very happy Thanksgiving I've had in the States for many, many years. So I still very fondly remember the very first one with my very good friend Alan Gonzalez was the very first Thanksgiving I've had in the US. All right, let's go to flight initiation, and we are going to request the initial data. So initial data request. And that should populate our flight. As you can see, we are Austrian 77I to departing Bravo Kilo Papa Romeo 2, destination Vienna, and the alternative is Lima Hotel Bravo Papa. And the estimated flight time today is 1 hour and 36 minutes. Okay, we're going to go to the init page. We're going to request the information here, and we're going to bring up our friendly SimToolkit Pro. There we go, SimToolkit Pro, excellent. We're going to bring up the operational flight plan here. We have all the information here. We'll make sure this is always on top so that doesn't go away. And now we can come down here and enter the rest of the information. The flight number today is Austrian AUA and flight 778. Excellent. And the cost index today is 37. We're going to enter that here. Cruise altitude is, the final cruise altitude is 36,000 feet. And we're going to go to Iris Init. We're going to align on reference, confirm the alignment, and now we can go to the flight plan. All right, we can now select our departure and arrival airport, SIDS and stars. We are departing Pristina at runway 35 through the Sierra 1 Delta departure. So we're going to go here and select departures. And as you can see, this is runway 35, and it's the Sierra 1 Delta. Sierra 1 Delta is this one here, and we're going to say insert, and then we're going to select our destination, which is Vienna Airport. And it looks like runway 29er, ILS U29er, and through the, let's see, the up to the abode. The Opti2 Whiskey. Opti2 Whiskey. Alright, let's see. Opti2 Whiskey. That's the one there. No transition and insert. Let's make sure there are no discontinuities in our flight plan. Alright. Alright, no discontinuities there. Everything looks good to me. And we can put this away for the time being. And we're going to go to the next page. No, we're going to go to init and go to the next page now. All right, so we can enter our fuel information. We have 61, 29.2, 61, and 29.2. Perfect. 61 and 29.2. That's for our zero fuel and zero fuel center of gravity. And then our 7,600 kilos, that's 7.6 tons of fuel today. All right, perfect. And AOC Act Nav upgrade is done. We can clear all of that. Excellent. Let's go back to our M.2 menu. We're going to go to the ATCU one more time, and we're going to go to the AOC menu, received messages. We still don't have the load sheet. All right, perfect. We can go now to, so this is flight plan. All right, so we can come back here. Actually, let's go ahead and start the APU.
Passengers boarding starting.
And we'll wait for the APU door to open, and now we can start the APU. Excellent. And we can now go and enter our takeoff data. Santiago, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Thank you very much. I'm happy to have you with me this evening, Santiago. Thank you very much, sir. All right, we're going to sync the load sheet. Packs are on for departure. We're going to sync the weather as well. We're going to calculate, and that will give us today a V1 of 140, 146, and 146. Perfect. So we're going to go to the performance page, 140, and 146. And 146. Excellent. Transition altitude 13,000 feet. And if we look here at flaps, 1 down 1. Excellent. 1 for flaps and down 0.1. And we stick that here, and we're going to derate our takeoff. Flex temperature is 55. So we're going to put 55 right here. Excellent. Everything is ready now here. And we're waiting still for the alignment and for the... we're waiting still for the alignment and the passengers, APU, all of that good stuff. So here, this is a look at the aircraft and all the passengers loading the... boarding the aircraft, as you can see here. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to show you this airport because I honestly think that this airport is really quite detailed and is one that I recommend. I did get it free of charge from MM Simulations. They are a channel partners, but it is actually a very well done airport. See here, let's go here. As you can see, this is the terminal area where people are, board their aircraft. Duty free. If you go to the duty free, again, very, very detailed and very nice and crisp. Everything, all the signs. Let me just make this a little faster. There you go. You can see animated fans here. This looks like a small supermarket. And you've got all the guys here, the duty free, a nice restaurant here. Looks like those guys are chilling out on this Thanksgiving Day. And look here, when you reach actually the security, the cameras actually move. Check this out. Very cool. Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. And if we go down here, this is the main terminal area. And we can go down here again. There's a restaurant here, and this is the ticketing area. Just look at the details, guys. I mean, so well made. And by the way, easy on performance, so it's not really heavy on performance. There's your Burger King, and there's your KFC. Hello to Mr. Colonel Harlan Sanders. Yeah. And this is the outside of the airport, which again looks absolutely fantastic. Just look at that, guys. There's an aircraft. By the way, guys, if you look up here, there's an aircraft. You can see the contrail there. Looks beautiful. So yeah, a very, very detailed airport, Pristina International Airport in Kosovo. A very nice airport, very detailed, optimized for performance. And we're going to go here to, I do want to show you guys the control tower because I think it really looks really, really good. Any issues with DX12? No issues whatsoever. No issues whatsoever. 42 passengers of 177, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the control tower here at Pristina International Airport. So again, a very detailed control tower there with all the screens, and we can, take a look here at the airport. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice view there of the airport. Very well developed. The amount of detail is again commendable by MM Simulations. Job very well done. All right, let's come back to our aircraft here. And our passengers are still boarding. It looks like cargo is still being loaded into the aircraft. And back in the cockpit here, we can get things ready. APU bleed can go on. And we're just going to wait for the rest of the passengers to be boarded. And then we'll be on our way. Looks like, yeah, what you see here is probably the textures aren't downloaded, and this normally happens when I, when I start, excuse me, when I start going around, some textures start to unload for some reason, and they start loading again. Here we go. They are loading again. Not that one specifically, but most of the textures are back on now. You can see there is a VOR station there. Very, very nice. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Microsoft Flight Simulator at maximum settings. We have also FSLTL Any issues with the X12 and the graphic glitches that have been present lately in the betas? I am not on the beta, so I do not do betas normally. Thank you, MC Crewfish. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. I don't normally do betas for those reasons, because I don't want to run into issues while streaming. And by the way, beta 14 for X-Plane 12 has been released, and apparently in the release notes they have fixed the flickering issue, which is a welcoming update from Laminar. All right, let's go ahead and set up our altitude. And our final cruise altitude today is 36,000 feet. So we're going to set that here. 36,000 is set. And we're going to set also the altimeter, which is 1013. Everything else here looks good. We're just going to wait for the passengers. About 84. Yeah, it should be... There we go. Looks fantastic. All right, looks like the baggage is all loaded now. And it looks like another bus is making its way to the aircraft now to bring the rest of the passengers to the aircraft. But we're pretty much ready to go here. So we're just going to wait for the last bus to deliver the last set of passengers, and then we'll be out of our way. Do you fly raw data sometimes or only nav path? Well, I do both. Chairman, hello my friend, good evening to you. Eagerly waiting for the new Navigraph video as I'm thinking of getting it. German, I will be making the video tomorrow AM, and basically I'm gonna let you guys on what I'm going to do. I'm gonna include a very short overview of the product, and I'm gonna show you how to do a SimBrief plan. So import a SimBrief plan, do a manual IFR flight plan, do a VFR flight plan, how to export, your flight plan to your favorite flight simulator, and that is going to be pretty much it. And I'm probably going to hold off on doing the performance video, the performance stress test video for X-Plane 12, but I have a few more things up my sleeve for you guys. But I am doing the Navigraph video tomorrow morning. And hopefully I'll be able to upload it sometime in the evening. Bill, hello my friend, welcome aboard, glad to have you with us, and thank you for your support being a VVIP member here at the channel. Do you have an add-on manager or linker, or do you have the add-ons just go into the community folder? Happy Thanksgiving, even though probably not celebrated in Kuwait, but you were in Fresno for, yeah. So Bill, first, I am not using the add-on linker because now I have a 2 terabytes M.2 drive that is only dedicated to MSFS. So there is no need for me to use the add-on linker. And as far as Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. I've definitely enjoyed Thanksgiving for many, many years in the US of A. With some very fine folks, and I definitely miss it. We do not celebrate Thanksgiving here in Kuwait, that's correct, but I sure do hope that you guys are enjoying it back there in the US. Boeing Corp, welcome aboard, my friend from Logan, New Jersey. Glad to have you with us this evening. All right, so we're just waiting for the final. Let's take a look here, see what's going on with the stewardess. She seems a little upset. And we can come up here and we can Again, one of the things I like about Microsoft Flight Simulator is it makes the experience very believable. I mean, yeah, I mean, this guy looks funny. I mean, the way they walk looks very funny, but nonetheless, you know, it's the full experience. Although this, you know, is not very realistic, of course, the looks of those people, but it's the full experience of ground operations, you know, flight, ATC, all of that good stuff is available out of the box. And of course, you can buy add-ons like GSX to enhance the level of immersion in the flight sim. All right, back in the cockpit, everything is looking good. We're just waiting. And today, I'm wondering if we should use you know, if we should use GSX Pushback, because we can always reset, of course, the brake fan hot. But for some reason, GSX seems to cause some issues with the brakes on the aircraft. Right, 118, we're almost there now. And we can switch to the external view here and just take a look. Looks like there's an EasyJet aircraft that arrived. Edelweiss, Wizz Air. Yeah. Perfect. Do you know somewhere I can get classic routes for Pan Am, TWA, etc.? I just got all the 742 and wanted to fly some classic routes with it. Lucas, unfortunately, I don't know, but I'm sure if you search, you'll be able to find them. By the way, you might experience some pauses that you see, and those glitches that you're seeing or you're witnessing as I pan the camera around is from FSLTL. It happens when an aircraft is added or removed within the vicinity. That kind of causes, sometimes, not always, but sometimes it causes the sim to have a brief glitch or pause. But without FSLTL, I've had no issues whatsoever. 40 more passengers, and we should be ready to go. Let's go ahead and uncage. Display. Let's see. It's going to bounce and jump. All right, perfect. And APU bleed. The aircraft is air conditioned now, and we're getting some conditioned air to the back. Almost there now. All right. So while the aircraft is doing its thing, let me bring up Navigraph, and what we're gonna do. Let me unload that one, and no, cancel. Import from SimBrief. All right. And this is our flight. We're gonna say import and open. And now this is our flight today from Pristina to Vienna, and of course this is we can take a look at the charts here. So if we go and zoom in, this is us right there, and this is runway 35. So we're gonna basically take Bravo 3 onto Alpha 5, and that will take us to runway 35, just kind of planning our taxi. So there we go, right? So this is on. Follow me mode. We'll turn that on as well, so we can see the aircraft. So this is the aircraft in the position. And yeah, this is our departure. So we can go here. All right, so that's our SID, basically. No, sorry, this is the airport reference information, and this is our SID, the Sarah. There's the one, and this is our arrival. So this is our star into Vienna. All right, we'll get to that once we are airborne, and we're going to remove that now and hide this. All right, perfect. And we should be on our way momentarily, guys. 163. All right, a few more passengers, and we'll be ready to go. So. I bet that the travel is going to be very, very very busy today. Everyone wants to go and visit their families. Understood. We're going to go ahead and turn on our beacon lights. A few more passengers and we'll be on our way. And while we're at it, let's come down here and set this to the FMC. We're going to put this on the takeoff page. And we're going to also turn on our TCAS, set it to TARA, and now we are ready. Excellent. 175, 2 more passengers, and we're ready to go. 176, and 1 more passenger to board. Q8, do you have the latest NVIDIA drivers, and are you having any issues with it? I do have the latest NVIDIA drivers, and so far no issues whatsoever. Right, boarding is now complete, folks, and let's take a look here. As you can see, the passenger bus is departing, and we're going to come now and remove the ground power unit. If we go back here, excellent, and we're going to go to ground services. We're going to remove the GPU and the chocks, and you hear that brief pause in the air conditioning system when you disconnect the GPU, as it takes time to transfer the power or the electrical power to the APU. All right, all is good, and we are done here. Let's go ahead and call the GSX service, and we'll just use the we'll clear the error, prepare for pushback and departure. All right. I'm sure we're going to get the same problem that we got last time. Which would you recommend, the PMDG 737 or the Fenix? Well, if you had to choose between one, my preference is the PMDG.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
All right. Perfect. He's going to lock the gear now, and we'll be ready to go. And if you guys are interested in this airport, you can always get the link to it by typing !DEP for departure, and you should be able to get the link to the airport.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right, perfect. And there is the pushback truck. Beautiful. There he is, in position. Are there still some issues with the brake temps? Yes, the same problem is still there. How long is the flight? The flight is about 1 hour and 36 minutes. Hey, Mario, welcome aboard. It's going very well, my friend. I hope you are doing well. All right, we're gonna nose to the, let's see, nose to the left or to the right. Nose to the left.
Release parking brakes.
All right, parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, and we have clearance to start our engines. Engine mode selector to start. And we're going to start with engine number 2. There we go. Just look at those beautiful Airbus wings. You can see the AI traffic here, and here you can see the contrails. Just really, what a beautiful sight. And you can see all the aircraft there as well. And looks like there's an aircraft taxiing on the taxiway right there for runway 35. Excellent. All right, and we have a good start on the engine number 2. Should have begun the turn, but it hasn't. Alright, let's go and start engine number 2. And beg your pardon, engine number 1. Alright, I'm going to ask it to stop the pushback here. So stop here and complete pushback procedure.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, set parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Alright, and let's go ahead and do that as well.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Perfect. And now we have the second engine. Love the sounds. Excellent.
Unlocking gear.
Which program do you use for AI traffic? I use FSLTL. Hey Mario, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. All right, perfect. Pushback is complete.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Right, we have a good start on both engines, so we're going to come
Left is
here.
clear. Right is clear.
All right, thank you very much for your service. Let's just wait for the signal here. Where's the guy? Not sure where he is. All right, let's go ahead and arm the speed brake. Flaps 1, and the trim is 0.1 down, so that's done. All right, there he is. And we're just going to wait for the signal, and then we're taxi to... Where is he? There he is. All right. And signal on the left, signal on the right is checked. All right, that's the handshake. Thank you for your service. And we are now ready to go. All right, let's go to the overhead panel. And we're going to turn off the APU bleed. APU master is off. And we're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights, nose lights to taxi. And everything else is in tip-top shape. Perfect. All right, ready to go. Parking brake is released. And let's go. Give it some power here. There's a lot of AI traffic. You can see another one there. Beautiful wing view there of the Airbus. Lovely. All right. Looks like the aircraft
Traffic.
is taking off there. What is that? That's the EasyJet flight departing. Let's not get carried away there. And it looks like there's an aircraft coming for landing. I'm not sure. Looks that way. You can see it right there. Looks like we did not get the brake hot issue, so we are good there. Takeoff config. All right, no blues. We are cleared for takeoff. Let's slow down the aircraft a little bit. And we can turn on the weather prediction system. Doesn't work, but we can turn it on nonetheless. And now we don't see any warnings there. Just look at that, guys. Beautiful sight. Hello, Mike Place. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us on the channel. This aircraft is definitely coming to land, but I think we'll be able to take off before... No, it looks like it's turning. Did I miss the runway? No, I did not. Okay. Perfect. There's definitely a lot of AI traffic in the vicinity, so we're going to rely... You can see here on the TCAS, there's definitely that aircraft is heading, so we can at least see what's going on here. And hopefully no traffic in the way as we depart, because we do not have ATC service at this point in time. I need to do more IBAO flights for you guys, and hopefully we'll do that. All right, here, this is the whole short point for runway 35 as we depart Kosovo, outbound to Vienna International Airport. Landing lights are on, and nose light to takeoff. Wing lights are on, strobes are on, and we are, ladies and gentlemen, cleared for takeoff, runway 35. Right, everything looks good. All right. Ready to go. Take it to 50%. And some textures there. Looks like my internet connection. Manflex, SRS, and runway. .146 is the rotation speed. B1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gears going up. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful sight here as we depart. Just look at that. Wow. Right, looking good. Thrust climb is set, and autopilot 1 is engaged. Beautiful. MM Simulation. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Right, speed check, flaps up. There you can see another aircraft is flying right there. It looks like there's another aircraft coming here to land at in the capital city, Kosovo. Just look at that. What a beautiful sight. Right, we can put the range here to 40 nautical miles. And we can now disarm the ground spoilers, and oh, engine mode selector. And we can put this here. All systems are normal. Here comes the turn. Excellent. The sim is looking awesome. Thank you. Absolutely. Be interesting when all planes are green energy. It will definitely be very interesting to see that. Yeah. All right, folks, we are continuing our climb to 36,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude today. 900,000 feet. We are getting close to 10,000 feet. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the landing lights. Nose light to the off position. Runway turn off lights off. Wing lights are off. The beacon and the rest of the lights can remain. We're going to go ahead and turn off the passenger seatbelt signs and allow cabin crew. You can see now there's a number of aircraft flying there, which really makes the overall experience in the sim a lot more fun when you have AI traffic, of course. Especially, by the way, during nighttime when you have the live traffic coming from radar 24. You know, these aircraft are flying at the current time, and with the strobe lights during nighttime, it just really is beautiful. I've done a flight earlier to London Heathrow from Schiphol, and the approach into London Heathrow was just spectacular, with a lot of aircraft coming to land. They were all lining up. We were all lining up, so I had to kind of reduce my speed a little bit, and I lined up with the AI traffic to land at London Heathrow. It was just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Very, very immersive. Right, all is looking good. Again, FSLTL is kind of making things hang a little bit. I do have a lot of IFR flights, so it kind of making things a little bit, you know, jittery, but nothing too bad. And the sim is running at absolutely maximum. Standard barrel reference set on both sides. And we can bring the terrain on the first officer's side. 15,000 for 35,000. And we'll increase the range here. There we go. Excellent. Probably USAF AI that are flying in the area. That could be it, yeah, but I can't vouch for that, but it might be. Wow, this is just a beautiful sight, really. The Fenix has received several updates since release, and performance hasn't really changed. It is not a very optimized aircraft. So let me just give you a point of reference so that you guys kind of, you know what I'm talking about. When I load the Fenix at KLAX by any scene with maximum settings, I get about 70 FPS. When I load the PMDG 737, I get about 95 to 100 FPS with maximum settings at Los Angeles International by any scene. So that tells you how much, how much more optimization Fenix needs. And they are both very complex aircraft, obviously. But yeah, definitely the PMDG is probably a lot better optimized than the Fenix. A lot of refueling mission. Oh, is that the case? Why to make it happen? Well, I tell you guys, this looks absolutely fantastic. Just look at that scene there as we depart Kosovo on our way to Vienna. This just looks absolutely fantastic. The mountains, the clouds, everything looks phenomenal. Let's take a look at the outside real quick. This looks really good. Those wing views on the Fenix are just so believable. I mean, this looks like a, you know, like a scene from a movie or something. They just really nailed it with the textures. I mean, just look at the details on the wing and the flaps here. Just really incredibly detailed aircraft, the Fenix A320. And again, guys, if you are interested in taking a look at the full feature list of the Fenix A320 for MSFS, just type !aircraft. The link to the Fenix website will appear in chat, where you can go and check it out. Hello there, my friend, Alpaca. Welcome aboard, my friend. It's absolutely going great today. And we have Pumpkin. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And thank you very much for your support being a member here at the channel. Back in the cockpit, everything is going smooth. 21,000 for 36,000. Looks like there's some ice here on the mountains. You can see the snow on the mountains here. Snowy mountains in Kosovo. Just look at that scene. Beautiful. So some of the things that I plan on doing on the channel, other than the performance video, is revisiting some of the add-ons that I've reviewed on the channel, whether for X-Plane 12 or MSFS. I think some of those aircraft warrant, the updates to those aircraft warrant another look, and maybe also I'm compiling the list of the top 10 freeware scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which should be ready, I don't know, maybe in a couple of weeks or so. And a few more tutorials. I'm also going to be creating a guide for beginners to fully configure X-Plane 12, and you know, my tips and recommendations also for installing the sim. I ran a few tests today on X-Plane 12 after beta 14, and yeah, it actually holds up pretty good. It looks fantastic, really, after this update. With default airports, it looks pretty good. Performance is very good. So yeah, we have with us today Frank. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard, Frank. Glad to have you with us this evening, and I hope that you enjoy our flight today to Austria. Right, we're going to increase the range to the 80 nautical mile. You can see the arrow here indicating the top of climb for our flight. So this is where we're going to hit 36,000 feet. Excellent. here's a look again at from the external view. This is the snowy mountains. Wow, this is just absolutely beautiful. All right. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I plan on making here on the channel. And are you guys interested in on-air? Would you like to see maybe a video of on-air, which is basically a tycoon-like program where you manage an airline and fly, and, you know, things like that? If you are interested, please do let me know. What is On Air? Santiago, On Air is a product, I believe, by Aerosoft, and what essentially is like a tycoon type, you know, add-on, where you manage, you know, you manage an airline, you manage your fleet, you manage your workers, and you know, you would have an FBO and, you know, that sort of thing. So it's like a career add-on for flight simulation. It works with I think both MSFS and X-Plane, and I've used it I think once in the past. And you know, I normally, for those of you who are, you know, who know me or been subscribed to the channel long enough, will probably know that I normally am not too keen to you know, use these programs. I think they take me from flight simulation, and then it becomes more of a business thing, you know, managing an airline, and it takes so long to, you know, sort of set things up for a flight, and then you do that flight. But yeah, I mean, there is a nice aspect to it. So you look at a different aspect of aviation, which is management of airlines and management of your fleet and things like that. You're effective like the CEO of a company. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. We continue our climb, folks, to 36,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude. You know, today is Thanksgiving. Of course, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who just joined us here on the stream. It brings a very fond memory of two older couple that used to be my neighbors back in Fresno, Red and Bobby Ellersons. May their souls rest in peace. And they were just the kindest souls that I've ever met, and they just came to mind because you know, as you guys said that Happy Thanksgiving, I started recalling all the people that I've actually had Thanksgiving with, and they were just gem of people. Bobby and Red Ellersons. The Ellersons, I've actually got to know the entire family, and yeah, they were very kind. Very kind folks. So I don't know if you know, if you know, their children obviously were quite, they were a lot older than I was. I was back in my 20s then, and all their children were actually grown-ups, and they were married with kids, and but I hope they're doing well. I've lost contact with them, unfortunately, but yeah, I do remember them very fondly. There were a lot of people actually that I've crossed paths with in the States, and they're just marvelous. The American people, generally speaking, are very cordial. They're very friendly. Having lived there, and I always you know, try to bring that perspective, you know, to the people here, and even to my family. I know one of my very best buddies was Steve Renner, and Steve was a business owner, and he unfortunately passed away very young due to an accident. But he was just a very kind soul, just really very helpful, and most of the American people are that way. I mean, guys, leave the politics out. And, the American people are very, very, very friendly, very kind, and yeah. All right, we're almost approaching. I've never enjoyed those types of programs. I'm with you there, Rand. That makes two of us, really. Never really, they're just not for me, but I know a lot of people do like them. The only one that I honestly do like and do recommend is Pilot's Life Simbit World, because the concept of that add-on is very different, and so it's not really a tycoon type game, but it's more of a pilot career type add-on. So you're a pilot, and you start applying for a job with an airline. You get your type rating on the Airbus or Boeing or whichever aircraft you like, and then you start flying for the airline. You start gaining reputation points. You can attend training, and you can beef up your CV in order to be able to apply for the more reputable airlines. And it's actually a very well made add-on. It's quite fun. Just building your resume, and you go through the ranks and you apply, and so that one is something that's a little different. And there is also an add-on for X-Plane 12 called XPL Pilot. XCPL Pilot. That add-on is also a nice add-on. I do like it. It's a bit complex, so not very user-friendly to set up and to use. But overall, I think it also provides a very interesting concept in flight simulation. Kind of like it does have an FBO where you fly, and the main concept is you actually do fly missions, but not so much focusing on the airline management part, but rather focusing on flying more missions. And it's done quite nicely. When you set up a flight, a car comes and pulls up to the aircraft. The passengers would exit the car and board the aircraft, and you get points and you get money. You get paid, obviously, for flying them. So from that perspective, I think it's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the outside here real quick. As you can see here, we traveled through Eastern Europe, I suppose. And we are on our way to Vienna. I love the mountains. Just look at that scene right there. Here, actually, what we can do this. Now you guys can see the terrain underneath. Switch to a wing view here. Spectacular. Right, we're almost there at 36,000 feet. So I posted there was on my previous flight, there was a comment on the video instigated by someone, very upset with the way I landed. I think the stream before last, yeah. And he posted, one of those comments. And I did post it. If you're following me on Twitter, you probably have seen it. And just a note, guys. There were actually two guys sending those comments. I've captured one of them, and I put it on. I posted on Twitter, and those where my comment was. Of course, guys, I respect any opinion, and I respect criticism, and I learn from criticism when the criticism is constructive, when it's honest, when somebody really criticizes for the sake of the betterment of the experience of everyone else on the channel. And that is totally welcome, totally understood. But when it becomes an attack, or giving me a label that is not what the channel stands for, what I have been doing, it just hurts. I'll be very honest. It does hurt, and it does get to me sometimes. And I got a lot of support, messages from, some of the content creators and, some of you guys following me on the channel here. But then this guy went and, started posting more. The original guy started posting more stuff, so I had to actually remove him from the channel. And yeah, if you have any criticism, it's more than welcome, and I'm more than happy to listen to anything that you guys have to say, whether it's positive or not positive, or even if it's negative. I'm okay with it, as long as it's not an attack on my person or something that just indicates that you know nothing about the channel or about Q8 Pilot, and you just come and you're mad at the world and you come and take it all on me. I mean that's just not right, and I will not tolerate it. And I told myself when I came back, I'll tell you guys an interesting thing. When I decided to come back, and I think most of you guys know why I came back, and there has been actually influence from three main people, and of course a whole bunch of subscribers. But the three main people that kind of made me come back were Flight Deck to Sim, V1 Simulations, and Magnus, the CEO of Threshold. Those were the guys that actually made me come back. And Magnus and we used to speak a lot, and at the time, I remember when I came back, I was getting very testy with some of the, wow, look at that AI traffic. You can see the contrail there, and we can see it here on the display as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but yeah, there's an aircraft passing right there. Yeah. I started getting comments, of course, again, at that time. And I remember telling Magnus that, those comments are still affecting me. And he told me that you probably need to stay away from social media for a while and just develop content and don't pay attention to comments. You can even disable the comments. And to me, it defeats the purpose. People will have questions, and I do want to answer people's questions if they do have them. And so I did stay away from social media for a while. I'm not very active on social media by any stretch of the imagination, but I understand. See, when Frugal made up that video of his very last video, I definitely understand. Gibby, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us, and thank you for your loyalty here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Appreciate it. And we have JS just became a subscriber. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much, Gibby. Very loyal subscriber to the channel. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. So yeah, so enough said on that. I think you guys know me very well, and you all know that when I review a product, if I don't feel that it is qualified to be approved by Q8 Pilot, then it will not get the approval. And there were add-ons that I was actually very harsh in my reviews, especially when the add-on is an expensive add-on. So, yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Gibby. I love you guys too. Thank you very much. All right. Let's take a look here at the M.2 very quickly. And if we look here, we will see that we're still, if we look, TD 276 nautical miles. So we're still quite away from Vienna. And you know what, guys? We forgot to turn on the clock. So that's okay. So we should be there in about 45 minutes or so. Let's switch here to external view again and take a look. Again, very, very nice terrain over Europe as we make our way to Vienna for this Austrian Airlines flight 778. Don't worry, they're just stupid trolls. Spend their lives criticizing, hoping they'll hurt. Yeah, I agree with you there. Haters gonna hate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Gibby, very much. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate your kind words. Appreciate all of you guys and all of your kind words. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with a with this wing view here, and I'm going to take a very short break, and I will be right back. All right, folks, I am back, and let's hop back into the cockpit here. All's looking good. All right, so on Navigraph Chart 8, I have a few things to tell you guys about electronic flight bag or flight planning software, and I think it's worthwhile giving you kind of my insight on those tools. There isn't anything today that you cannot do with freeware tools that Navigraph Chart does, with the exception of the integration that Navigraph has, or it's become the de facto standard in almost all the add-ons. So you find it in almost any aircraft that supports that has an EFB. You'll find Navigraph integration. It's with X-Plane, with Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you also have it here as a tool. Where is it? Navigraph. There you go. Navigraph Charts, right? So it is more widely used, and it is, if you buy the entire suite, it becomes a highly productive charts program. In fact, it is the best charts program in my view. It is the best charts program. You see, for example, even some of the free tools integrate with Navigraph charts. For example, SimToolkit Pro or Volanta, they all integrate with Navigraph. But for example, for VFR planning, the best tool that I personally use is Little Navmap. That tool is really an excellent tool, and it's totally free of charge. The work by the developer is commendable. So the only thing is Navigraph integrates again with out of the box. It integrates with your sim. You have moving maps. It integrates with your SimToolkit Pro, which again integrates with SimBrief. And then you have SimToolkit Pro for flight planning. For IFR flight planning is probably by far the best tool that I've seen for flight simulation. And again, it's free of charge. That said, I think Navigraph really excels in the completeness of the charts that it has. So I've tried other charts programs such as Chart Finder. There's ChartFox, I believe, used by VATSIM for the most part, and many other charts programs. It is by far the most complete and detailed program that offers charts. For example, if you are an exclusive flyer in the US of A, then probably buying Navigraph charts is not really very beneficial for you, because all the charts for the US are available on SkyVector. Now SkyVector, of course, only covers the US, so if you're only flying there, all the charts are available there. They're not as easy to read as the ones offered by the JPEG format that Navigraph offers. But nonetheless, if you are familiar with reading charts, you'll be able to get most of the information that you require. So I have been a user of Navigraph, the entire suite of Navigraph, since I think 2015 when I started flight simulation, and I think it's worthwhile. Really, the investment that I've made. I have, of course, the FMS Manager, which allows you to update the AIRAC database, and recently they've introduced the Nav Data Center, which is used for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I use, and you can access their charts in the cloud. You can just bring them up on your iPad. They integrate fully with your sim. They integrate with your Fenix. They integrate with just about the general aviation aircraft, such as the Chancellor 414 and many other aircraft. It is compatible again with the tallest aircraft, with the Flight Factor, Avitab. All of those products have Navigraph integration, which is very cool. Now, one of the things that used to I think was always an ask is the VFR flight planning, and with the new version of Navigraph, if VFR flight planning has really improved, and is actually to me it's worthwhile. I don't like to use a lot of tools, and now what I'm finding myself doing is really going to going to SimBrief, keying in all the information there, and just bring everything through Navigraph charts and use it that way. So there is another good program. So Little Navmap is excellent for VFR. SimToolkit Pro is again freeware, of course. Little Navmap. SimToolkit Pro is freeware and is best suited for IFR flights, IFR flight planning. And of course, again, the nice thing I like about Navigraph, about SimToolkit Pro, is the flight schedule. So you can actually go and select real-world flight just by typing departure, arrival. You can have multiple filtrations. You can really go to very granular details and select the airlines and the routes. So it has some very good features, and it really makes it one of the best flight planning tools for IFR. Now, the alternative, of course, is SimBrief, so you can go there and just key in the information. If you already know the routes, it will do the auto route for you. If you know the, you know, if you don't want to fly a real world route, you can always do it just directly with SimBrief. There's also so Little Navmat, SimToolkit Pro are both free, and by far they're the best out there. And then you've got EvlaSoft. EvlaSoft is another electronic flight bag. It is a little bit more. The nice thing about it is that it's got its own departure and arrival plates. So it actually decodes the information from available charts, and it displays it in a visual manner, which makes it very useful. I've used it in some of my streams. I've showed you guys how it's used, and I think it's useful. But I don't like the fact that it has three components. It's got a DB builder, a server, application, and a client application. And the setup of it is not as straightforward as, for example, SimToolkit Pro, and it costs money, and it's still not compatible with X-Plane 12, so it works only with X-Plane 11. So and the updates are quite slow with EvlaSoft. Nonetheless, it's a good program. I've used it. It works. It's very useful. It gives you, it does the automatic top of descent calculations for you, top of climb, and one of the things also I like about it is it does the terrain profile. So it will tell you, for example, if you map 2 points, it will tell you what is the recommended flight level that you should fly between those 2 points. It accounts for all the restrictions, but then this is also done for example by Little Navmap. So you can do that. Little Navmap does not do IFR auto routing, so you have to kind of copy the route from SimBrief or somewhere and put it there. But nonetheless, a very powerful tool for VFR flight planning, without a doubt. Navigraph just integrates well with most sims and keeps the user-friendly experience. Absolutely, Gibby. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just really brilliant piece of software. Looks like there's some traffic here. Let's switch to the external view. Guys, look at this beautiful sight of the sim here with the mountainous terrain. A little bit of haze there with the light scattering. Just absolutely gorgeous. Looks like there is some traffic here. I'm unable to see the traffic, but I can see them on the TCAS. Yeah. All right. So if we look here at the M.2, we are now 191 nautical miles from top of descent. So we're getting there, without a doubt. Oh, it's looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the passenger cabin, shall we? There we go. That's the passenger cabin. Again, very nicely done cabin by Fenix Simulations. Very nice lighting. I do like the seats. The again, everything is in higher resolution, very, very detailed. You can see here the exit, again, very, very detailed. Everything is so detailed, and we can also see even the. It looks like that. Yeah, you can see the there are the seats. So this is number 11, and then as you go down the aisle. 10, 9, and so on and so forth. We have the non-smoking signs turned on. Fasten seatbelt is turned off. So I do like those little details, and yeah, I think they've done a very good job with the passenger cabin. Looks really good. Service area here as well. I don't think these work. I think it's just an image. But overall, I think they've modeled the passenger cabin very well. Yeah. Back in the cockpit. Everything is looking pretty good. Excellent. One of the best electronic flight bags for an add-on is this one here by Fenix Simulations. It's really an excellent, excellent EFB. Gonna get all that after my new build. Biden suspended college tuition payments for another year. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Well, we should be in Vienna in probably some 30 minutes or so. We are still cruising at 36,000 feet. All's looking good. So one of the YouTubers or the content creators that I highly recommend, guys, is the Sim Hanger. He just puts in a lot of effort in his videos, and I do like his style a lot. I do watch his channel. He's really his channel has grown really for obvious reasons. I mean, he's really just great. Yeah, he puts in excellent content. So yeah, do pay him a visit. Do pay his channel a visit and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes. I personally recommend him with confidence. He does, by the way, a lot of reviews for hardware and virtual reality and all that good stuff. So yeah, very useful folk to watch. Why don't have to make payments for another year? Oh, that's cool. Hey, David White, welcome aboard, my friend. SimToolkit Pro works well with, integrates extremely well with Navigraph. Absolutely. That's why it's just brilliant. With plus all the other tools, the flight schedules, adding your fleet, and totally free of charge. I mean, that just blows me away. And the developer is a really very kind person. So now we can see the TCAS. So there is an aircraft ahead of us there, and we can see it right there. We can see the contrail right there as the aircraft passes. There, I think that gives us a much better, kind of awareness of where the aircraft is. It's a bit farther away from us. I'm just going across. I can see the strobe lights now. Yeah, looks pretty good. It says stream is a bit longer than usual, and it's actually one of the shortest flights from Kosovo to Vienna. But yeah, I really wanted to again show you guys the sim with all the add-ons loaded at maximum settings, and really put it to the test. And so far, it's doing pretty well. And just of course, be aware of the fact that streaming also puts in a lot of load on the GPU and the CPU. Can I make a new build? Yeah. Good afternoon, Hector. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Welcome. We can see ILS Uniform 29er at Vienna is now displayed here as we get closer to our destination. 152 nautical miles for top of descent. And hopefully I won't forget to record the approach so that we can replay it. Yeah, all is looking good. How are you doing, Hector? It's been a while, my friend. I hope all is well at your end, and thank you very much for your loyalty and support, being a BVIP member of the channel. I appreciate it. Excellent. All is looking good. Let's switch to external view, take a look at the outside. I don't like the contrails. They look fun. I think the contrails and the condensation, again, you don't see any condensation in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I think those effects are very well done in X-Plane, and I think they're very immersive. Do a flight Phoenix to San Diego. All right, I'll do that next time. Should be interesting because San Diego, the approach to San Diego is quite a challenging approach. So it should be fun. All right, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter the arrival information into the M.2. We're still quite away from the top descent, 136, normally at about 90 miles. We can do it, but let's just go ahead and do it now. So we're going to come here, go to the performance. We are currently cruising 135 nautical miles from our destination. We're going to go to the next phase and the next phase. There we go. And now we can go to the next here and go to the weather. We're going to go to the arrival airport, which is Vienna Lima Oscar Whiskey Whiskey. And as we can see here, the altimeter is 1015. Right, so 1015, and that is set. The current temperature in Vienna is 7 degrees Celsius. Wow, it's pretty cold. All right, so 7 degrees Celsius is set. And for the wind, 305 knots. All right, 300. And 05
Watching
knots.
on a 65
Transition
inches
altitude
HDTV.
in
This
the
looks awesome.
in Austria is 10,000 feet. For the radio, we're just going to enter 250, and we're good. All right, back to the flight plan, and we are 128 nautical miles from top descent. We're looking good. And of course, as we approach, Austria, we'll probably see more aircraft. As you can see, there's a number of AI traffic now in the vicinity. Oh, look, there's another one there. I think having FSLTL or any AI traffic program really does enhance the experience, especially when you're not flying on an online network. Because normally, in reality, you're not flying alone. You know, there's a lot of air traffic in the skies, and I think FSLTL is by far the very best AI traffic program for Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is still an add-on that's going to come by Just Flight. They're working on something, but it's going to be very hard to convince people unless it offers a lot in terms of performance, for example, or the matching models. I don't know, but it has to have something a little more than just having AI traffic. And I'm not sure what they have up their sleeves, but yeah, it's going to be very difficult to beat FSLTL. And David White, thank you very much, sir, for coming in with a $5 super chat. Watching on a 65-inch high-definition TP. This looks awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir. My monitor is slightly smaller than yours. I'm watching or flying on a 43-inch widescreen 4K monitor. Oh, look at the AI traffic there. Very cool. Very, very cool. You can see it in the TCAS as well. And by the way, if we look here at the weather information, looks like there is some... So there are a few clouds at 2,000, few scattered 2,800, broken at 3,400. So it's going to be a cloudy approach, and this actually is now depicted. It is a VFR though, VFR as you can see here. But we can see in the distance there are formation of clouds as we approach our destination, which is indicative of what we've seen in the METAR for Vienna. But yeah, there's a lot of AI traffic around us as well. Thank you very much again, David. Very kind of you, sir. I appreciate your $5 super chat. Appreciate it. When you see airline pilots using maps and approach plates on their iPads, are they using Navigraph Professional or something similar? Oh, no, no, no. So real-world pilots do not use Navigraph. Navigraph is only used for flight sim. It's not used by real-world pilots. Normally, real-world pilots, the company, the airline, will provide them with the charts. Although I know that some airlines use JPSN charts, the ones that are used by Navigraph, but they actually look a little different. And the iPads that the pilots use are actually from the airline. They are kind of limited on what they can actually put on them. So they've got all the you know, takeoff and landing calculation software, the flight planning software, and integrates again with a lot of them with the M.2s. On the Airbus, I know that's a fact. But Navigraph is strictly used for flight simulation only, and the charts, there is a disclaimer on those charts, is you are not to use them for real-world flight. So you should only consult the airline provided charts. I know Lufthansa has their own set of charts used widely by many other airlines as well. But yeah, Navigraph is for flight sim. Right, we're approaching now we're not too far from top of descent. We're about 95 nautical miles from top of descent, and you can see the clouds forming ahead of us there, which is aligned with the METAR information for Vienna. There's more AI traffic there to our left. See the nice contrails. Very smooth experience. Right, let's switch to external view one more time. Look. You can tell that we're getting pretty close to Vienna just from the, you know, looking at the terrain here. Look at that view. We're looking good, and we are almost there, folks. We are almost at Vienna. Hello, Aiden. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome aboard. So, do the airlines pilots ever use ForeFlight? Yes. ForeFlight, as opposed to Navigraph, ForeFlight is used by real-world pilots. It's a real-world flight planning software, and you can actually file your plan with the airport automatically from ForeFlight. So ForeFlight is a real-world flight planning tool. I am subscribed to ForeFlight. I do use it sometimes for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's got some nice features. I like the map. The only drawback with ForeFlight only works on iOS devices, and I'm an Android guy, unfortunately. Well, it's not unfortunate, but I'm just an Android guy. I don't like iOS. I don't like Apple products in general. So yeah, ForeFlight is definitely a real-world flight. You can see Stevo One Knievo uses ForeFlight all the time for his flight planning needs. Steve Ben, hello my friend. Good evening to you. Welcome aboard. And glad to have you with us, and thank you for your continued support being a member here at the channel. I appreciate it. Go Android. Absolutely, David. I'm an Android guy all the way. You know, I remember, I'll tell you guys, there was a point in my, there was a point in time where I made a career shift from information technology to telecom. And I was actually the sales director. Yeah, quite a change from what I used to do. But I was at one point the sales director for STC, which is Saudi telecom company. They used to operate under the name Viva in Kuwait, Viva Telecommunication Company here in Kuwait. And then they decided as part of their synergy strategy to unify the brand across the region. And now they changed their Viva brand to STC, which is the name of the company in Saudi Arabia. But I was the sales director for STC Kuwait, and as a sales director, I had to know what was there in the market. I had to use all types of phones, including the Nokia, by the way, the Nokias of the world, and the HTCs of the world. BlackBerry. I don't know how many of you guys have used BlackBerry, but I used to have it. It used to have this messenger. It was a very powerful thing on the BlackBerry. And we have with us Andy. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Kenny. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. And we have also with us Costas. Hello, my friend. New subscriber here. Would you compare your old GPU versus current? I am running a 139K, so just wondering. If the question is on the GPU, it's the difference between day and night between the 4090 and the 3090. It's more than double the performance of the 3090 Ti, and I only had the 3090. So although the 4090 is expensive, it's worth the money in my view. Okay, the GPU is definitely worth the money. So I had to test all the phones, and it was a compulsory that every new phone that comes out, I had to carry it with me, and I had to use it as a sales director, and because I made recommendations for the company's direction on what to buy. And I was the person who approved the budget to purchase these phones. So when iPhone, and I've used Samsung for a while, I've used the Nokias when they were the phones, and when the iPhone 3 came out, or the first iPhone, I think iPhone 3 was the first iPhone I had, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was alright. iPhone 4 came out. And that's when, and then when the Samsung came out, the Samsung Android, I went and purchased the Samsung S1, S2, I can't remember now. But yeah, it was just an immediate thought that came to me is the Samsung is actually a much better phone. And I remember I know that most of the people they prefer iPhone. And by the way, for the serious technology people, we don't like iPhone that much. We feel that it's more for those who like to play games on the phone. And it's a very closed ecosystem. And so it's kind of a monopoly from Apple. and that strategy is something I don't necessarily like. But anyway, I don't want to get into that too much. But I had to test all the phones, and I found that the Samsung Android is a much better phone. And I had to, of course, live with the iPhone for a couple of years until the Samsung S4 came out. And I decided, yes, I'm going to switch. I used to carry both phones. I had to. So I always had the latest Samsung and the latest iPhone with me all the time, and because I just had to. But then the minute when I actually left STC and I went for another job, I immediately just put the iPhone in my drawer, and it has been collecting dust ever since. By the way, all my family members, my wife and my kids, and all use iPhones. They like iPhones. It's easier for them. But for me, it's definitely the Android. BlackBerry now. There is a name from the past. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, folks, we are getting pretty close now to top of descent. In about 41 nautical miles, we're going to begin our descent towards Vienna. And it's a good idea to actually take a look at, let's see here. Here's our Sim Toolkit Pro. So we're going to go to Navigraph. And if we look here at our flight plan, let me close that. All right, so that's us right there. And as you can see, we're getting pretty close. That's our star begins here to Vienna, and that's the airport right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the approach plate for runway 29er, and let's go ahead and do that. So this is Vienna, and we're going to go to the approach plate and runway 29er. That's runway 29er. We have the Z and the uniform. This is the one that we've selected, so we're going to bring that up, and we can zoom in here, and that is 291 is the heading or the approach course towards the runway, and we have to be at 1,900 feet to intercept the localizer. This is a 3-degree slope to the runway. And 109, of course, that is automatically set in the Airbus. We don't need to worry about it. And everything else is here. Let's see, 1300. Final approach course. Yeah. Airport elevation, 600 feet. Refer to minimums. Transition altitude, 10,000. Verified. Everything else looks good. Perfect. Procedure not usable above 50 Celsius. Okay. All right. So everything is looking good here, and that's the decision height. 100, 105, and 200 for Cat 1. All right. So we're good. We're all configured there. We're going to reset the MCP altitude to 1900 feet. We can put this away. Let's go ahead and reset the MCP altitude, and we can now see the top of descent mark here on the display. It looks like it's going to be dusk as we arrive into Vienna. We have with us, ladies and gentlemen, Plasnik X. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here, and thank you very much for your support being a member. And Speedcheck, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us, and thank you for your membership at the channel. I appreciate it, my friend. Plasnik X, how have you been, my friend? It's been a while. I use iPhone because I can connect all my devices, iPad, etc. Yeah, Rand, a lot of people use it for the same reason. I know my brother is a very faithful, iOS user, and for the same reason. He can actually connect all his devices, and he can share, you know, whatever movies he purchases with his family. And so it definitely is a very productive ecosystem that they've got. Just doesn't work for me. Right, all is looking good. Almost at the top of descent now. In about 13 nautical miles, we'll begin the descent towards Vienna. And this is what things look like here. Wow, look at the terrain underneath the aircraft here. Actually, take a look here. Look at that. Looks fantastic. More AI traffic in the region. All right, perfect. And as expected, and based on the METAR information, the approach is going to be a cloudy approach into Vienna, but still VFR, so nothing too serious there. Just I hope I'm still kind of telling myself, don't forget to you know, record the landing. Captain Ray, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. David says, my daughter is an Apple junkie. It has to be everything. Yep. Yeah. Most people are, by the way. Most people prefer the iPhone. All right. So we're at the top of descent. In 4 nautical miles, we can begin the descent, but why not? We can start it now. We're going to go to 1,900 feet. So let's set that here to 2,000 and set it to 1,900. Excellent. We are at the top of descent mark. Let's go ahead and initiate the descent. We're going to do a nav descent today. And we have now begun the descent towards Vienna, ladies and gentlemen, our final destination for this Austrian flight 778. We're out of 36,000 for 1,900 feet. And we are now almost at our destination. Hello, Mohammed. Welcome aboard. Hi, Kuwait. Is the 490 a quiet GPU? It actually is very quiet GPU. And when the fans go on high, it's kind of loud, but that doesn't happen much. So it's not that loud. Actually, it just started now as I'm speaking to you. It's not bad. I mean, it's normal. It's normal. But the nice thing about the 4090, it's got a lot of heatsink, so the heat actually dissipates very quickly from the card, and so it keeps itself very cool without the fans, or when the fans are at low speeds. Occasionally, you will hear the fans going on high, but it doesn't really bother you because it doesn't stay on high for very long. It just kind of cools things down and then it goes quiet again. But overall, guys, I'm very pleased with the 4090, and I'm very pleased with the Zotac. So I think it's a brilliant card. Yeah. For the full specs, again, of my current setup, you can type !specs, and you should be able to get the link to my specs on the channel's about section. What a beautiful sight here as we approach Vienna, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 30,000 for 1,900. All's looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the wing view here real quick. There we go. Look at that. All right. Time to bring some lights into the cockpit here. So let's come here and we're going to turn those lights so we can see better. There we go, that's much better. Lights here on the MCP display, and up here also for the overhead panel. Things are kind of getting dark. Right, all's good. Perfect. Fenix A320 is another level. It is definitely another level. But I still, guys, I still prefer the PMDG. And, well, see, I think it becomes very subjective. But for me, I'm a Boeing guy. I mean, I love Boeing. In fact, I love everything American made. But Boeing is, to me, is the bomb. You know, it's the... it's so majestic. This is... I love Boeing. I like Boeing. And my favorite aircraft, by the way, is the 777. I just think it's just so majestic. And those huge engines on the 300ER is incredible. Guys, look at this beautiful scene here as we descend towards Vienna. What beautiful sky colors, what beautiful clouds. I mean, really, the guys at Asobo and Microsoft have really done a brilliant job with this really next generation flight sim right there. The technology used, the realism of the scene, very immersive, very immersive. I absolutely love it. Very nice. And we continue our now. We're down to 23,000 for 1,900 feet. I hope you can give us a fly with the Boeing 777, the PMDG in MSFS, because I love Boeing more than any aircraft. Speed check. That makes two of us. I love Boeing. I love the 777. And I love the 747 as well. But for me, I just, there is something with the 777. I just love that aircraft. I think it looks the best, and I just think it's one of the better made aircraft in the aviation industry. The technology behind it, and the sheer size of the aircraft, just all of it is just brilliant. Boeing is brilliant. I have to say, they are brilliant. PMDG, MFS, and SIBO X-Plane 12. Yep. Definitely. But lately, is it Ickler? Iker Mert says, I used to be a Boeing guy as well, but lately I feel Airbus is more charming. Yeah, I mean, it becomes really a matter of personal preference. It becomes very subjective. Oh, guys, just look at this view. Look at that. I mean, tell me this is not beautiful. Just look at that with the, you know, with aircraft. So you can see the contrails again here, there. What a beautiful scene. You can see the terrain underneath. We are now, of course, in Austrian airspace. And continue our descent. Looking good. We have with us today can't say your, is it FBIC BIM? Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here, and thank you for being a member here of the channel. Android, Boeing, and FSU, what else do we have in common? Yeah, we have a lot in common, I guess. 15,000 for 1,900 feet. We're almost there now at Vienna, our destination, ladies and gentlemen. And we're looking good. I might go to manual speed. Let's take a look here at the speeds. All right. So we are at 18,000. There is a restriction at 10. So there is a restriction at 10,000 feet. We'll stay here and then go to 5. All right. Perfect. Let's take a quick look at our flight plan and just see. Let's see here. There we go. All right. So it's a very short turn there towards the runway 29er. So yeah, I might end up reducing the speed manually. Right, we'll put this back on arc. VOR. We don't need the VOR. Turn it off. Right, and as we go through the cloud, let's go ahead and turn on the wing and engine anti-ice. There we go. 13,000. The cloud smoothing is just spectacular in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just done so well. Right, I'm going to go ahead and turn on our landing system on both sides. And we're going to do medium for the auto brake. Let's arm the speed brakes. Ground spoilers are armed. And as we approach 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and turn on the non-smoking fasten seatbelt signs. We'll leave the anti-ice for the time being, just as we go through those clouds. Maybe we don't need them. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet, and landing lights are coming on. And runway turn-off lights. Excellent. You have not activated the approach. Not yet. You can see the aircraft is now decelerating. Ten 10,000 feet. Wow, this looks incredible. Right, altimeter is set. This looks absolutely stunning. Right, thrust to idle. Wow. Look at that, guys. We're looking good. You can see the aircraft is decelerating, and if we look here, wants to go to about, we're below 250, so that's okay. Right, if we go to preference, activate approach phase. Right, let's go ahead and activate. Confirm. Wow, look at this approach, guys. It looks just spectacular. Alright, I'm going to turn off the engine NTIs for landing. Speed check. Flaps 1. Let's decelerate. We're a bit too high. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and alright, let me just start recording here. FCR. Let's click on record. And yeah, we'll do this early this time. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, it's recording. Let's remove that. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Landing gear is down. Speed check flaps 2. Speed check flaps 3. Speed check, flaps full. What is it complaining about? Ah. It's probably loading the traffic now at the FSLTL. Is there a restriction here? Let's see. Still okay, I think. We're configured for landing. It's a very short turn here towards the runway. Alright, we're landing lights are on, fasten seatbelt signs are on, and everything's is set. We're at 4,600. We're a bit too high. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. And we're just going to hand fly this approach now.
$2,500.
What a beautiful looking approach into Vienna. By the way, hand flying the Phoenix is a lot of fun. That's the runway right there. What's it complaining about? Yeah, autopilot is off for sure. That's the runway. We have the runway in sight. Wow, look at this approach, folks. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Microsoft Flight Simulator at maximum settings. A little bit of crosswind there. And this aircraft is coming to land in the opposite direction. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But we're going to go ahead and land. We can always change the time of day later on for the replay if that's what you guys want.
$500.
500 feet.
$100 above. Minimum.
Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight slope.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
It's gonna be a floater, guys.
5.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vienna, Austria. Thank you, Speed Check. Appreciate it. We'll take a look at the landing in just a minute here. By the way, again, if you're seeing any stuttering or any glitches, this is probably FSLTL. And what I'll do is, yeah, this is all FSLTL. As it loads the traffic, it starts doing that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. let's see here. Where is it? There we go. Let me stop it. Confirm. There we go. And now you can see how buttery and how smooth it is. By the way, I have no idea where I'm going, but it looks like these are all spots where we can park the aircraft. Let's see here. This is B57. All right, let's go here. B53. All right. Parking brake set. Excellent. All right, so we can stop the recording now. Let's go to FCR. And we're going to say stop. Right, it's connected. And we can now take a look at the... let's load. And what did we call it? 1234. That's the file. And we have the file here. It's loaded. Connected, and let's hit play.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
All right, so this starts. I can put this here. All right, so this starts. I think it's. We can actually change this a little bit. Let's see. Alright, let's do it here. Oh, come on. Alright, here we go. Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why it's doing that. Alright.
Too low. Terrain.
By the way, change the time of day here. That's the float there. Flight control replay is a bit buggy, but there we go. Let's do a wing view. Some animations, I guess, are not coming out. There we go. It's a bit of delay there. Well, there you have it, guys. Yeah, live control replay does some strange things, but that's all right. Well, folks, this is it's been a really fun flight, and it's been really a good test to put Microsoft Flight Simulator through. And yeah, I think where the I think the 4090 without a doubt delivers on what it promises to deliver. It's been an absolute blast of a flight on this Thanksgiving Day. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. And if you have any questions, as usual, please do post them in the comments section below. The performance on this beast of a computer should, yeah, it is absolutely amazing, David. Well, guys, thank you again for being with me this evening. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. May God bless you and your families. I want to thank you very much for tuning in this evening on this Thursday night. And please do stay safe. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Stay safe and bye-bye for now.